Motor Trend Television. I'm John Mathias, and we've taken the show on the road. We're at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles in Ford's all-new F-150 pickup. And today, we'll show it to you before you can see it at your dealer. But first, we test the ultimate SUV, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo. And later, we drive the all-new Chevy SSR pickup. Those stories and more are next on Motor Trend Television. It's hard to imagine now, but there was a time when every drive was more or less an off-road experience. Well, today, off-roaders have trucks and SUVs that make this situation a little more fun. And here's one of the latest serious off-road contenders, but it holds its own with just about anything on the street. Naturally, it's a Porsche. Introducing the Cayenne Turbo.
A rugged off-roader and a blistering performer, few would have predicted staunch sports car maker Porsche would bring these opposites together. But there's no denying what we have here. The 2003 Porsche Cayenne Turbo, the fastest SUV on and off the street. The base model Cayenne S is no slouch at 350 horsepower, but add twin turbos to the all-new 4.5-liter V8, and you get a class-leading 450 horsepower, 457 pound-feet of torque. It's backed by a Tiptronic automatic, the first 6-speed in a sport utility. At 5,200 pounds, the Cayenne weighs about the same as a full-size SUV. That heft comes in part from its ultra-rigid unibody and high-strength steel roof pillars. Four-wheel independent suspension, self-leveling airbag coil springs, active variable damping control, all combined for a comfortable and confident ride regardless of speed or terrain.
Well, there's no doubt that whoever buys one of these won't be disappointed in how this car drives. You can set the suspension for soft, normal, or comfort, or even a sport mode. You've got 3 or 4 different ways you can set up the transmission: all-wheel drive, locked, 4-wheel drive, low. I think it's really going to fit a niche that no one else has really tapped into yet, and Porsche loyalists, I'm sure, will be happy with it.
Familiar Porsche styling cues punctuate an otherwise conventional SUV profile. Bulging fenders, the tapered hood, huge air ducts in front, and quad exhaust pipes out and back. These all work together for a hunkered-down, muscular look. With a base price of nearly $89,000, you might expect a dose of German luxury. The interior's leather, aluminum trim, and light burled wood frame a long list of sophisticated electronics. Options like 20-inch sport designed wheels, a moonroof, and 6-CD changer took our as-tested sticker to a whopping $96,000.
The Cayenne really isn't a vehicle meant for the masses, and probably the price will push a lot of people out just based on that. It has a lot of specialized equipment. The limits are extremely high. To use it all up, you have to be pretty aggressive, and Porsche drivers are typically pretty aggressive.
Okay, the power, engineering, and pedigree of performance with a price to match. So, how does it all translate to test numbers?
It was interesting to launch the Porsche because in drive, it automatically starts out in second gear. So for us to get a really good launch for a 0 to 60 time, we had to put it in the manual mode, which actually worked out great. 5.4 to 60 for an SUV is pretty outstanding.
The Cayenne stops just as aggressively. 6-piston alloy calipers up front, 4-piston clamps at the rear, and ABS. Major hardware that stops the heavyweight Cayenne in just 112 feet from 60, on par with a Boxster Roadster. Equally impressive was slalom performance. At 65.9 miles per hour, the Cayenne bested a 911 Cabriolet we tested just last year.
If I had to compare the Cayenne to something else on the market, it does feel like a BMW X5, but much faster. There's a lot more torque on hand because you've got that turbo working all the time, and it can just kick in and put you in the back of the seat. It's just a little bit more immediate in every way.
With a fully optioned total that's nearly $30,000 more than a loaded Range Rover or BMW X5, the Cayenne Turbo is in an SUV price class of its own. Yet in fit, finish, and features, it goes head-to-head with the most finely crafted vehicles on the market. But in the final analysis, can any SUV live up to the Porsche legend?
After instrument testing it today, I can tell you that this is the real deal. There's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of or apologetic for. Porsche put together basically what I expected. It handles great, fantastic brakes, acceleration like you wouldn't believe. It's fantastic. I love it.
For all the details on the Chevy SSR and more auto news, comparisons, and reviews, pick up the latest issue of Motor Trend magazine on newsstands now, and remember to visit our website at motortrend.com for the Motor Trend Buyer's Guide and order comprehensive new vehicle price reports. We only had time to show you a glimpse of this great collection, so make a point of seeing the Peterson Auto Museum for yourself when you visit California. For all of the editors at Motor Trend, I'm John Mathias. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next Motor Trend Television.